going live this week, a little bit earlier than usual, for this week's blog. So as always, the blog comes out every Monday on my channel, and then on the Friday I usually do a Facebook Live with regard to that particular blog. So if you missed it and you want to read the blog in full, I always link it in the description below for these videos here and on YouTube. So let's get into this week. I'm talking about meditation, and I'm trying to cut the blogs down a little bit and just give you one tip to help you, one or two tips every week to help you do a specific thing. So I picked meditation this week, as I said, and as usual, it won't be just one tip, it'll be two. Okay, so and it's all about meditation practice, and people can find that difficult. You might start off well, you might do a course. Normally they're 8-week courses, once a week for 8 weeks, and you do a course. It could be in mindfulness, it could be in any other one of the different meditation techniques. Doesn't matter which one you pick. But people then can find they're okay for a couple of weeks after they finish the course, and then things start to drift, because it is a daily thing. It is something you practice daily, and it can be difficult to keep that momentum up when you've lost the group support, when you've lost the teacher support. So how can we help? So the first thing to do is put your ideas, your perceptions of what a meditation practice should look like to one side. That's the first thing I would say to you. You don't need a special room. You don't need a special chair. You don't need a special cushion. You don't need to set up an altar. All you need to do is get yourself comfortable, somewhere preferably quiet, and that's fine. And yes, your mind will wander. It's normal. Particularly if you haven't done a course, you may not know that your mind wanders. Doesn't matter how experienced you are. I mean, even the most experienced meditation gurus will tell you that there are days when the mind wanders still for them. But that's okay, because it's like training a puppy. The more you bring it back and continue to meditate, when you notice that your mind's wandered and you bring it back, just bring it back to center, as they say, just like pulling that puppy on lead, bring it back and start the meditation again and continue on for whatever length of time you've set aside. That's fine. It's the more you do that, the less times your mind tends to wander. But you still will find your mind wanders, because that's the nature of the mind. It wanders, okay? So apart from that was a tip, but apart from that, first tip I would say to you is actually to find a meditation technique that suits you. That is essential before you even try meditation. Don't be put off just because you did mindfulness and no, I can't do that. Try another one. You might find that mindfulness isn't for you. That's okay. It isn't for everybody. It has been known to bring up trapped trauma as well, so it may not be suitable for you unless you have the support of a therapist. Try the 7-11 technique. That's a simple technique of breathing in for the count of 7 and breathing out for a count of 11, and it can be modified. That's a very good technique. It's also the one I base the 3-minute breather on. That's pretty good as well. Just, if you can build it up to 3 minutes, you don't even have to start with 3 minutes. You can start with 30 seconds. So that's something you can do there. You can also combine meditation with another exercise routine. So something like Tai Chi and yoga tend to have breathing practices built into them. So if you want to relax, so yoga is pretty popular, so meditation is already built into that. Tai Chi will be the same. It's all about breath work, just as much as it is about the movement. It doesn't matter which one you try. It's important that you try something for yourself, particularly if you're stressed, anxious, if you find yourself with anger issues and you need anger management, then reach out to a therapist. But one of the things they'll say to you is to try meditation, a form of meditation, to help you relax. It doesn't matter. Any one of them will promote calmness and help you de-stress, help you feel less anxious. Now, if you already have a regular meditation going, but you're finding it difficult to actually cement it into place to get it as a regular habit in your life. And forming habits is quite hard to do, and that's what meditation is. It's just like brushing your teeth. You know, you do it in the mornings, you do it maybe after you eat food, and then you do it late at night. Just like you do that, you want to make this meditation into a regular habit. And in order to do that, then this is what I'm going to give you a tip on. You need a little advanced planning. Okay? So what I would suggest you do is to attach, and this goes for any habit, but for this meditation, I would say to you, attach it to something you already do on a regular basis. So something that you do daily that is already an automatic habit. So an automatic habit could be breakfast time. So straight after breakfast, you do your meditation if that suits you. Perhaps lunchtime could be your cue. During lunch, maybe you have something to eat, then you go sit somewhere quietly and you do a few minutes of meditation. You could do it if you travel on public transport. You can use any of the guided meditations that are available. There's a lot of them available for free. I have a number of them on podcast. You'll find links to those in this week's blog. Go check them out. There's a number of them up there. But you could do it on public transport on the way home. All of those are things you would already do. Please do not do it while you're driving your car. But, if you're on public transport, certainly, put on your headphones and listen to a meditation. Think about, what you do every day that you could attach your meditation to. It's another activity. It could be the minute you drop the kids to school. Maybe you do a walk, then you walk home from the school. That's your time for you take the long way home. If you're a stay-at-home parent, maybe you do your walk then. But at the end of your walk, you could just sit for a few minutes and attach your meditation to it, because you're already doing the walk as a regular thing. Maybe it's straight after dinner, or the minute you get the kids to bed. Have it timed in with something else, because the regular activity becomes the cue for the meditation. And cues are really a good way to anchor a new habit. You're anchoring the new habit to an old habit that you already do, a positive habit, by the way. And the other thing I'd say to you is don't forget to set a reminder as well. An alarm one on your phone is pretty good, because it'll beep you and say, do go for your walk, then do your meditation. Put it in there. Also, mark out the time in your planner, whether you're using a paper and pen like I do, or whether you have an online calendar. It doesn't matter. Mark it in. You can use M for meditation. It doesn't have to be, written out in full. That's your time to take care of yourself. So what you're doing there also with this meditation is clawing back some self-care time. And we've talked about this too in the last few weeks, is to make sure that you have some self-care time for yourself. And meditation, as far as I'm concerned, is one of the building blocks of self-care and should be in there on your foundation to look after yourself, look after your mental and physical health. The other thing I'd say to you about this is, when we're planning, is to set goals around the meditation. Again, you've got to set aside the perception of what meditation should be. Make sure those goals are small and obtainable for you. So it could be you set 3 minutes, it could be 5 minutes, it could be a 10-minute session that you do each day. A lot of people think you have to do a 30-minute session straight off the bat. No, look for smaller meditations. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or 10 minutes. Even if you can't do 3 minutes, as I said, the 3-minute breather, which is based on the 7-11 technique, you can do it for 30 seconds and build from there. 30 seconds isn't an awful lot of time, but I find that one is a great way to use meditation throughout the day. So anytime you're feeling a little bit anxious or stressed about something, you feel anger or other emotions rising up, you can slip off, do a couple of minutes of breathing and bring yourself down, calm yourself back down again. But you do need a regular formal meditation session in each day. And that's what I've been talking about in this video, is having that, formal, whether it's 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or whether you can get up. There is a kind of a hump in timeline around the 15 to 20 minute mark that most people find it difficult to move beyond, to get to the 30-minute mark. You do eventually, but it takes a little bit of perseverance to get up over the 15 to 20 minute mark when you're trying meditation initially for the first time. But stick with it, stick with it. And if you never get to 10 minutes, or you never get to 15 or 20 or 30 minutes, that's fine. It doesn't have to be that. It can be just the 3 minutes. That's it. You're doing your 3 minutes when you come back from your walk in the mornings, or you go in and you arrive at your desk in order to maybe calm down from the rush hour traffic. Maybe that's when you'll do 3 minutes. And that could be your formal practice, but it's also a way of, de-stressing before you actually begin your workload. It's better to build it up as well. As I said, obtainable goals is best, so it's better to build it up. Start at 30 seconds and build to the 3 minutes. And if you start to feel comfortable at the 3 minutes, then maybe move to 5 minutes. Don't jump from 3 minutes to 10 minutes. So just go to 5 minutes, and then you could try a couple adding extra, like go 5 to 7, and then maybe go from 7 to 10. But don't try and push it too far too fast. Build it up over a number of weeks and months even. Most people would build it up over a number of months before they get to that longer session of meditation. So I do talk about meditation, different types of meditation, and also, as I said, there are free podcasts up there. But if you want worksheets to do with meditation, as I said, it is, as far as I'm concerned, one of your foundations in the building blocks of self-care, and I have a book on that with it. It's a workbook. Do go check it out. It's on my website, or you'll find it on Amazon, where you can get it in a paperback or on a Kindle version. So do go and check that out. So that's it for this week. If you have any questions, I do go into a lot more detail. I'll give you an awful lot more tips in the building blocks of self-care, that workbook. So go check that out if you want. But if you any questions, I'm always happy to answer people's questions. So please do ask them. I'll leave it there. I will talk to you all in 2 weeks' time. It's a bank holiday here in Ireland. It's February 6th, so we have a bank holiday here. It's a new bank holiday in Ireland this year. So I'm going off to enjoy the bank holiday weekend. So there will be no blog on Monday, and there will be no Facebook Live next week. But I'll be back the following week, and I'll see you all then. Thank you for listening.